Our actions are our future. Healthy diets for a zero hunger world. And that is the theme that we are using today to celebrate World Food Day. And we are here in Christiana High as the place that we have chosen in this area of Jamaica because you have just welcomed your member of parliament and someone who looks out for this area, no other than Manayard, Honorable Audley Shaw. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure this morning on behalf of the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries to welcome you all to this significant event, the World Food Day National Ceremony and Exhibition. It is now my honor to introduce to you all members of the head table who will be participating in today's activity. And so let me start by recognizing again, as we must do, Honorable Audley Shaw, Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, and Member of Parliament for this constituency. Please give him a round of applause. We have with us also Honorable Garfield Green, Custos Rotolorium of Manchester. Please make him welcome. We have with us also Councillor Jones Oliphant, representing the Mayor, His Worship, Councillor Donovan Mitchell, and Chairman of the Manchester Municipal Corporation, who is unavoidably absent. Please make Councillor welcome. Dr. Crispin Moreira, the FAO representative for Jamaica, the Bahamas and Belize, a very good friend of ours. Dr. Moreira, please make him welcome, sitting beside Minister Shaw. Our host, very bright looking young man, sharply dressed this morning. I'm sure both the staff and students here have a grand time with seeing you moving around this compound. We want to make and ensure that Mr. Lee St. Wallace feel welcome, the principal, the man in charge, only reporting to Manayard here this morning. And therefore, that completes our welcome at the head table, but we want to also recognize some significant persons, and we will continue to do that throughout the function because we cannot just spend the early part welcoming everybody. But we also want to recognize Dr. Ronald Brigg, Executive Director for Jamaica 4-H Clubs, and he's sitting in the audience there. Please make him welcome. We want to recognize Mrs. Janet Coney, General Manager for the Banana Board. Please make her welcome. Mr. Nigel Myrie, Chairman for RADA, sitting right in the front here. Please give him a round of applause. I now invite Councillor James Oliphant to officially welcome us all to his parish.
This is a significant event that we have here in Christiana. Not only celebrating World Food Day, but to know that we have our own Minister of Agriculture. And let me tell you, congratulations, sir, because when you are the leader of some things, you make sure some things come in your ear. So I want to say congratulations to you. And to all the students around, it is such a beautiful picture to see so many students, and I hope that our students are part of the 4-H system so that we can have perpetuity as it relates to farming and agriculture in Jamaica. We are encouraged about just what you have. And I want to welcome everybody to this gathering. And let me tell you something. I would like to shake all of your hands to show that I really welcome you. So what I want you to do is to raise your left hand. Raise your left hand, everybody. Okay. And I am going to use my right hand and put it in the left hand. Do it like this. You're going to shake your hand. So you have represented me. I have shaken everybody's hand. Remember, the left hand was you, and the right hand belonged to me. Have a happy, productive day. Thank you.
At this point in time, I would like to invite the Honorable Garfield Green, Custos Rotolorum of Manchester, to bring greetings. Please make him welcome.
The Honorable Audley Shaw, Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, Mr. Dr. Crispin Moreira, Food and Agriculture Organization Representative Jamaica, the Bahamas and Belize, Mr. Dermot Spence, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mr. Jones Oliphant, representing His Worship the Mayor, Mr. Lee St. Wallace, Principal of Christiana High School, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, students, good morning. As Custos of the parish, I take this opportunity to welcome all visitors to our parish today, and a special welcome to Dr. Crispin Moreira and his delegation from the Food and Agriculture Organization. I hope you will enjoy your stay here and the warmth of our people, and we look forward to having you again. I'm pleased to be invited and to participate in today's celebration of World Food Day 2019. Given the need to have a zero hunger world and for us to practice healthy eating habits, one can only be delighted, as I am, to see the opportunity to learn and contribute. I take this opportunity also to congratulate the Food and Agriculture Organization, our local organizers, and the participants here today. It is a demonstration of the interest you have to help promote healthy diets for a zero hunger world. The annual celebrations of World Food Day highlight the continuous struggle of man against hunger and malnutrition. And it tells us two things. There are people who each day have nothing or very little to eat, and secondly, the need for help to reach them. And this year's theme reminds of the importance of healthy diets for a brighter future. Therefore, our efforts must focus on education and to feed the needy sufficiently and in a healthy way. It concerns me though that there are so many of our people who are still suffering today from hunger and malnutrition. Even as we seek to develop our human capital and build a strong economy across nations, it is our people who will make this happen. We need everyone on board. Hunger and malnutrition are more common than many of us think. It affects our students' ability to learn and perform well. It affects newborn, and it puts strain on our scarce resources, such as our health sector. The fact that for this year, the FAO has as part of the theme, our actions are our future, should remind us of the fight against hunger in the face of a developing world. The problem is real, ladies and gentlemen. It is therefore incumbent on our leaders across the world to develop social safety programs that will feed the needy and help to break the cycle of poverty. And for those of us who can afford to, let us join in the efforts to provide this basic necessity of healthy food. Whether we are part of an underdeveloped, a developing, or a developed nation, I urge all of us who can help to do what we can to help humanity rise above hunger and malnutrition. It is our dedication to addressing and removing hunger from our existence worldwide that will safeguard our well-being and that of future generations. It is therefore my hope that as we celebrate World Food Day today, we'll be encouraged to help ourselves and others to afford healthy eating. It is my view that if we care about our people and our socio-economic development as a nation, then we need to place more emphasis on ridding our communities of hunger and of poverty. As I close, we have two reasons to do something about poverty and hunger across the globe. Firstly, we need to help those in need to live with dignity, and we need them to help us build our world. Let us build one world, a world in which everyone enjoys life, a world in which every individual has a stake and contributes to our growth and development. As a people, let us come together and intensify our efforts to ensure no one is ignored and left to suffer. It is an investment in our people that will reap great rewards. Let us encourage and show compassion, love, and humanity towards those in need. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Custis Green. World Food Days focus on promoting worldwide awareness and action for those who suffer from hunger, with particular emphasis on this year on the need to ensure healthy diets for all. And so we need to recognize that around the world, hunger is a problem. And so the FAO has gone to great lengths to ensure that this is recognized and countries are motivated and organized to contribute in their own way and in a collective way in recognizing and seeking to help to solve this major problem. To invite Dr. Crispin Moreira, the FAO representative for Jamaica, the Bahamas, and Belize, to tell us about the FAO and its role in the celebration of World Food Day. Please welcome Dr. Moreira.
Honorable Audrey Shaw, Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture, and Fisheries. Mr. Dermot Spence, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture, and Fisheries. Honorable Mr. Garfield Green, Customs Controller of Manchester. Mr. Jones Oliphant, Consular of the Mandeville Division. Mr. Lissen Wallace, Principal of the Christiana High School. Teachers, students, I would like to recognize Mr. Leonard Fulton, President of the Jamaican Society, Agriculture Society. Dr. Ronald Blake, Director of 4-H. Dr. Audrey Burnett from ICA, colleague from the International Cooperation. Good morning, everyone. Morning. As the representative for the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in FAO, in Jamaica, Bahamas, and Belize, it's with great pleasure that I bring greeting as we gather today for the national celebration of World Food Day 2019. I feel privileged to be quick starting the World Food Day celebrations in the region and to look around and see such a beautiful array of Jamaican schools and government partners committed to ensure food security and health diets for all. Each year we celebrate World Food Day in October 16, not only because it's the anniversary of FAO's. FAO's has 26 years old, but because we see the need to give food and agriculture the recognize it deserves. It is the day we have chosen to highlight the important role of food and agriculture in the sustainable development of our nation and our region. Today, Jamaica joins approximately 1,050 countries across the world who will celebrate the World Food Day and who are answering the call to action, achieve the Sustainable Development Goal on Zero Hunger, and the overall, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This year, we celebrate under the slogan, "Our actions are our future, health diets for a zero hunger world." This is a solid reminder that each one of us has a role to play in addressing the issue of malnutrition and hunger. We are consumers. As consumers, it's our responsibility to be conscious about our health and to make informed choices about our food, such as limiting our consumption of foods that are high in sugar, high in fat, high in salt. In the Caribbean, we have a challenge with the poor nutrition choices and with hunger. Our people are suffering more and more from overweight and obesity due to poor diet choice. Ironically, we see that hunger and obesity coexist in some cases with the same households. The higher costs of nutritious foods and our lack of diversity in the foods we consume help to explain why even families may have a higher risk of overweight and obesity. Unhealthy diets and inactive lifestyles have overtaken smoking as the world's #1 risk factor to disability and death worldwide, which also takes a toll on national health budgets. So, when we talk about working towards zero hunger, we are not just speaking about the feeling the need for food, but more importantly, we are talking about addressing the needs for nourishment, the need for healthy diets, and more activity lifestyles. We talk about making nutrition for available, accessible, and affordable for all. And this is something governments are being urged to do in order to address malnutrition at its roots. By finding solutions that are grounded in the food production, we can make a significant contribution to reducing malnutrition, diversifying diets, and improving nutrition for more health and sustainable future. Dear friends, I am delighted to say that I see this already happening in Jamaica. I know a lot of countries, and I'm really delighted to see this happen in Jamaica. In Jamaica, my CAF, Minister of Agriculture, Commerce, Fishery, and the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness have undertaken major public policy initiatives to address the problem of malnutrition, while transforming agri-food systems to be more sustainable, inclusive, and resilient to effects of climate change. Two strategic programs that FAO is supporting these ministries with are the school feeding program and the development of a national fruit tree painting initiative. Both programs are transformative and responses to improve the lives of farmers and consumers in the country, and I would like to congratulate Jamaica and Minister Shaw and your team in these initiatives that demonstrate a political decision to address the malnutrition and promote food and nutrition security at a national scale, with the possibility to universalizing the human right to adequate nutrition food for all Jamaican women and men. FAO remains ready and available to support Jamaica Minister Shaw in developing policies and evidence-based solutions to deal with the challenge of malnutrition. But we cannot do this alone. We need farmers, we need private sector, you need the youth, you need teachers, you need academia, and all of us consumers to take action in improving our nutrition practices and promoting health and sustainable diets. Finally, so for this World Food Day, I urge to you to take actions towards a health diet. Learn more about how you can maintain a healthy diet and help to end hunger and malnutrition. We all have this call to take action. So today, let us all learn what part we can play in working towards a zero hunger in Jamaica for present and future generation. Thank you so much everyone for being a part of this important day. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we describe Mr. Moreira as our Ronaldinho. Since he has come to Jamaica, he has been quite a run. No other star out of the Brazilian team like him. Please give him another round of applause. He's a fantastic person. He's going to be bringing a lot of programs to Jamaica. I can tell you this. The minister and I went to Rome. Yes? For FAO meetings. And the minister met with the former Director General of the FAO and asked that Jamaica be given special attention. And our knight in shining armor was here in a matter of weeks, riding through and getting everything organized. And so his presence here today is symbolic to the level of attention that we are going to get in this country from the FAO and the support that they are going to give. Please give him another round of applause. We are quite pleased with his presence and work so far. I'm going to ask that the minister and the principal, along with his selected top prefect or top boy and girl, join the minister right here. You see that nice pump right here, minister. And the minister will now officially hand over things that you are not seeing and things that you are seeing. So there's a water pump that is here. There's a hand-driven plow, motorized plow that is in the back. And there's an orchard, a small orchard that we have planted in preparation for today. And on top of that, we're going to be giving out to Christiana to continue the production of that orchard, some 30 or 40 or so fruit tree seedlings. Now you will see why I reserve all of this just for you So I'm going to hand the mic to the minister, but before that, I want you to give yourselves, your principal, your school, a resounding round of applause, and you'll be recognized today.
Principal, and I should let everybody know who is visiting that this principal, Mr. Wallace, is the first past student of this school to be principal of this school. Congratulations. Thank you. Well, I take pleasure in, of course, in handing over the equipment. And of course, the nursery that we're starting, the orchard we want to develop, all of these things we want to encourage our children to take seriously the issue of learning to plant a tree and protect that tree so that it can help to feed us. Okay? Thank you very much.
I want you to put your hands together and welcome the one and only Manayard, Honorable the Minister Audley Shaw, from your place to deliver his main address.
I'm really very pleased to be here on the occasion of the World Food Day celebrations, which you have been told is officially next Wednesday. But Dr. Moreira and the permanent secretary decided that they were going to have it early. And I have to confess that my schedule might have had something to do with it. Because next Wednesday, I am guest speaker at a function in New York City. And so I would not have been able to be with you. So they decided to have the celebration early, and I want to thank them for that gesture to do it early. But each year, Jamaica joins with some 150 countries worldwide in bringing attention to the importance of achieving zero hunger by the year 2030. I want to underscore the point that achieving zero hunger is not only about addressing hunger, but also about ensuring that we provide nourishing food for our people while preserving the planet. This is borne out by the stark statistics which indicate that while over 800 million people worldwide suffer from hunger, over 670 million adults and 120 million boys and girls between the ages of 5 to 19 are obese, overweight, and over 40 million children under 5 are also overweight. Over 150 million children under 5 are stunted, and over 50 million are affected by wasting. Most of the world's population live in countries where overweight and obesity kill more people than hunger kills people. And I want everybody to know that I'm setting the example, because 3 years ago I weighed 265 pounds. Today I weigh 230 pounds, and I'm going down the same way. So I've gone 35 pounds, and I'm going to lose more weight. Here in Jamaica, we also face issues relating to malnutrition, obesity, and food insecurity. According to the latest World Health Organization data published in 2017, malnutrition deaths in Jamaica reached 50 of total deaths, about a small percentage, 0.29%. Data from that year shows that Jamaica Health and Lifestyle Survey showed that 1 in 2 Jamaicans, 1 in 2, were overweight or obese. 1 in 2 Jamaicans, overweight or obese. Not good. Overall, the weight obesity trend for adults has been on the increase, moving from 34% in 2000 to 51% in 2008 and 54% in 2016. More and more of us are getting obese and getting overweight. That's not good for your health. And more than 70% of the population had insufficient resources or access to safe, adequate, or nutritious food. But obesity, ladies and gentlemen, is not only confined to adults. Recent findings from the Global School-Based Student Health Survey show that obesity is increasing for boys and has almost doubled from 5.3% to 10.3%, and from 6.7% to 9.9% for girls. So obesity is increasing among our children as well. We have to do something about it. It is for these reasons and more that we support the call by our international partner, the FAO, for all sectors to take action in ensuring that we provide healthy and sustainable diets that are affordable and accessible to everyone. And I want to just part from the text for a moment to say a special welcome to Dr. Crispin Moreira, who has come to Jamaica only recently, and as the permanent secretary said, came as a result of a visit that we made to Italy, to Rome in June. I went there on my birthday, and we went to that conference, and I met with Dr. Crispin, Dr. Christiana de Silva. He was on his way out, and a new Director General was elected, the member from China, who is now the new Director General. And I told them specifically, you see, I was in Rome, but I was not roaming, okay? Wasn't roaming, and in fact, I turned off the telephone from roaming, because you know, me not have no luck with the telephone already with the roaming. And I made sure I turned off the roaming section, and whenever I went to the hotel, I said to them, "Hi, do you have Wi-Fi?" So the phone bill was all right in Rome, right? But the FAO committed to working with Jamaica across a wide range of things, including developing a homegrown school feeding program where we can grow things in Jamaica that are much more highly nutritious for our children. And they committed themselves to the point that Dr. Moreira was appointed. He is a former Deputy Minister of Agriculture in Brazil. Former Deputy Minister of Agriculture for Brazil. And he's here with us now because we're going to work on a number of major projects, including a homegrown school feeding program to give our children better nutrition in schools, and they are going to help us also with a national fruit tree planting program, which I'm going to speak to before I come down, as well as a national irrigation system for our small farmers. So a special welcome to you, Dr. Moreira, and please give my regards to the new Director General of the FAO. So, ladies and gentlemen, as a government, we are aware of the negative impact of obesity, malnutrition, and loss of diversity in plant species and climate threats on our population and our economy. And given the significant amount of money spent on health problems related to malnutrition, government has been putting in place strategies and policies to ensure the availability and affordability of healthy diets. So my ministry has been working with other government ministries, such as the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Ministry of Education, to put in place programs that encourage healthy lifestyles. As I mentioned before, we have a school feeding program that we want it to be homegrown. We're going to import less genetically modified food that is not nutritionally appropriate for our children. And we're going to grow more things in Jamaica on a larger, greater volume that are much healthier for our population. Things like breadfruit, right? Gluten-free breadfruit flour, cassava, gluten-free cassava flour, sweet potato, pumpkin, You name it, all of these things are more highly nutritious for us in Jamaica than the things that we are importing. And we are going to encourage the 4-H Club is here. Head of the 4-H Club is here with us. We have been encouraging our primary and high schools to implement school gardens from which they can supply the school's canteens with the vegetables and staples necessary to provide nutritious breakfasts and lunches for our children. To date, we have 567 registered school gardens. And I wish to use this opportunity to urge all primary and secondary schools which have not yet come on board to get involved, plant a school garden, and contribute to your children's healthy nutrition and learning capabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, in terms of climate change, the time for action is now. As we recognize our vulnerabilities to climate change as a small island developing state. Climate change threatens to reduce not only the quantity of crops and lowering of yield, but also the quality of nutritious value of our crops. You have seen in the region, most recently in the Bahamas, the devastating effect of Hurricane Dorian. And over the previous year, you saw the devastating effect of hurricanes on other territories. We have to build resilience, and that is why the Prime Minister last week announced a 3 million tree planting program, primarily to focus on reforestation. Right? So that is going to be reforestation to protect our watersheds. And then, as Minister of Agriculture, I am focusing on fruit trees for feeding and for nutrition in our country. And so, in regard to fruit trees, the call to plant more fruit trees becomes even more urgent. You know, I want to say something to you. We are so blessed. We have rainfall, we have land, most of which is idle, and we have idle lands and idle hands. That make any sense to you? And then we look up into the air and say how we're poor. I went to Israel some months ago. And Israel is surrounded by deserts. Our enemies. Yeah. And when you go to Israel, and when you leave the airport, you look to your right and you look to the left. Orchards everywhere. Pranganut orchards, mango orchards, soursop orchards, all kinds of orchards. Avocado, where we call it pear orchard. Everywhere. Productivity. They don't have the rainfall we have, so you know what they do? They have to take the salt water, they take the salt out of the seawater and use it to irrigate the land. And today, Israel is one of the most productive countries in agriculture in the world. So that is why we are looking at those things as a source of inspiration, that we are starting a process of transformation in agriculture, where we want to see all of those lands that will no longer be in sugarcane, we're going to put it in other things. And some of it is starting immediately. Some of it has been announced already. And I want to say to you, sometime we go to the supermarket, we buy a box of mango juice. You know, they don't use it, it's not mangoes from Jamaica being used in that mango juice. It is imported mango puree. We buy soursop juice. It's not soursop that's produced in Jamaica. It's imported soursop puree. And the reason why is that we need to have orchards properly developed under global GAP certified conditions and grow it in an industrial way and create our own raw material right here in Jamaica. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be encouraging the in orchard farms and our roadways, our highways. We must have trees along our roadways and highways. I hear that we have a rule in Jamaica that you can't plant trees by a highway because if car run off, the car will run in the tree. I go to the big developed countries, United States, Canada, everywhere. On highways, there are trees everywhere to the right and to the left. You're in the car, stay on the road and come off. I'm going to run that tree. Right? All of those things are part of the protection of the environment and planting trees for our future. So we are encouraging today everybody to plant a fruit tree as an act of celebration, to mark a birthday or an anniversary. I'm calling on each Jamaican to plant at least one fruit tree per year to commemorate their birthday. Calling on each teacher to encourage their students to plant at least one fruit tree per year to commemorate their birthday. Calling on each employer to encourage their staff members to plant at least one fruit tree per year to commemorate their birthday. Planting a birthday fruit tree shows that you care about the environment, you care about food security. If you don't, we are just being a bagamout, right? So as we mark World Food Day 2019, we will be planting about 30 trees here today, right, German? At Christiana to demonstrate that we are ready and we want you to join us in this campaign to plant a fruit tree today. Let our actions determine our future for a healthy and productive future. In fact, the FAO, along with IFAD and the Green Climate Fund, as well as the World Food Program, I intend to use the resources available, whether by way of grants and loans. In fact, FAO, thanks to Dr. Moreira, has already located $250,000 US to start putting together a proper program for school feeding and for the fruit tree planting program. Among the objectives of this planting program is to increase inexpensive and easy access to an abundance of locally grown fruits island-wide and get children to eat more locally grown fruits. To increase employment, especially of rural people, to increase viability of agro-processing. That's it now, you know. What you can't have fresh, you process it. Just like how them process it and turn it into puree and sell it to us from abroad. We can do the same thing and use it down here and sell it to them abroad as well. An agro-processing industry to increase exports, foreign exchange earnings from the export of fruit, whether fresh or processed. And that is part of the plan to move from poverty to prosperity. So, to ensure that we achieve these objectives, we will be establishing tree crop gene banks, because we have to produce a lot of seedlings, right? Conducting global scanning with a view towards acquiring improved varieties, providing technical guidance on genetic material for propagation by the public and private nurseries through our research division, as well as establishing more nurseries island-wide. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, our actions are our future. Let's join with the FAO in promoting healthy diets in our homes, schools, offices, restaurants, as we work towards zero hunger in the world. We are too blessed in this country to be so stressed. And it can start here. The wealth creation can start right here. Let us work together. I feel very proud that I was born and grew up right here at Shudley, went to Christiana Primary School, went on to Knox College, wasn't doing so well at Knox, and my mother transferred me to Homewood Technical High School. And have reached a point where I came back and became elected as Member of Parliament in 1993. And this year, I want you to know, this year became 26 years. It's now 26 years and 6 months I've been MP for this constituency. And as of March of this year, I became the longest serving Member of Parliament in the history of Manchester. So, I want to say to all of you, let us take better care of the God-given privileges that we have. This beautiful country that we have. Let us plant trees. Let us not chop down trees. Let us plant trees. And let us plant fruit trees to build our nutrition, to create wealth in our brain, so that indeed we can move from poverty to prosperity. God bless you, and thank you very much.
Make We Kill Hungry by Christiana. Food provides your body with energy. You will weak and pure if you're hungry. Hunger is not an easy thing to bear. So plant your crops and be aware. Yam, potato, cassava, and rice. Eat it if you're hungry. It will make your body look nice. But if you're not eat, you're going to maga and weak. So no matter what you eat, eat and fat up the cheek. Yes, girl. Eat up your ground provisions in the meat. You eat it like me and your body, you're going to need. Food might up in the mouth to make sure you brush your teeth. Because with that mouth there, nobody can go breathe. Hunger is a crime. More time we lick you, all of your tribe is alright. So make sure you eat up. Chop up your good body. Eat healthy and live.
You know, brother, you should have been The legacy of Miss Lou is still vibrant among our students and in schools and in our culture.
Jamaica, outside of the Blue Mountain Range. Up at Pike, about 3,200 feet above sea level. Right here we're at about 2,700 feet above sea level. Mandeville is 2,100 feet. So outside of the Blue Mountain Range, highest point is right in this constituency. So lychee, which we're going to plant a lychee plant now, likes the cooler climate.
That's okay.
This is fine.
Now, but you have to plant the plant deeper now, or it was in the bag, although we dig the hole 2 feet deep.
Yes.
You're preparing for future production.
It's in your face?
In the center.
Okay.
The one that is dug and the one that run the plant. Yes. Like that.
Very good. Excellent.
Then you squeeze it, you put it together like this.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And once the plant is planted, you just take it.
Little more.
Sorry, yeah?
Okay, all right. There you go. Very good.
That's agriculture minister.
Yes, boy.
If you allow both soil to make contact with it.
I'll take it.
Chairman, help more, Mr. William. Yeah, man, both sides together. Alright? Very good.
Chairman of the board, I have one for you, sir.
You will finish on him. You have car over here now. Watch. Hello, sir.
Right? Let's do it. Let's do it. God bless you. All right. Thank you.
Yes, man.